Hello, my name is Nicole, and thank you so much for taking this time out to listen. Today, I titled this message, After the Holiday, the unsettling feeling from family members, friends. There is an unsettling feeling that comes over someone who has gone through much after holiday stuff. And that holiday stuff, sometimes it turns out to be quite nice and peaceful. And sometimes it turns out to be nothing more than more things that you have to go to the Lord in prayer about. Family secrets uncovered, family arguments, family frustrations, family money blues, family woes, family health illnesses, family drunkenness, lies, you name it. It gets old, doesn't it? How long will the believer keep putting his or herself in atmospheres that cause him or her nothing more than difficulty, frustration? You thought you were moving forward, but now you feel like you have went back a few steps or so in the spiritual realm. Lord, I was walking with you, not after that party. God seems a bit distant. Why does the believer put so many burdens on his or herself? I just wanted us to have a good time. I just wanted to bring the family together. I just wanted to go see my family. I just wanted to fit in. I just wanted to go over here and talk with. That's the problem. I need it. I'm going. I'm doing. I. That is the problem that always tends to come up, doesn't it? Come on, mature believers. You know how that story goes. The I person. Always thinking about I first, rather than thinking about what God wants. God is not the one that puts all of this stuff upon us. It is men, it is women, and it is ourselves that do these sorts of things. I really don't have to include myself in this because I decided to go the peaceful route. No, after a while, you get tired of learning all of this stuff the hard way. Why do people end up taking their last money to go somewhere only to find out that folks ain't changed? They're getting worse. Why do people end up dragging their babies, crying, whining? They're comfortable in their little atmospheres. And then here you go, dragging that baby on the plane, on the train, and everywhere else. Why can't these people who want to see the baby so bad travel to where you are? See how selfish folks are? And then some folks, you wish that you never opened up the door. They come in wanting to control things. They come in telling you all their dramas. They come in wanting to take a little bit of this and a little bit of that. They're covetous. You're very upset. You're very angry at some of the things that your people do and they say. And you know what the believer does? The believer, the sincere believer, is going to go to God in prayer with it. And not only that, the sincere believer is going to humble his or herself and listen to the Lord and not be caught up in all of the brainwashing that goes on around the holiday season. And he or she is going to make sure that the enemy is not showing up and showing out in the household. So when they say, Lord, put your angels around my house, they mean for God to work. They mean for God to do many things to keep the enemy at bay. And if they have to fast leading up to a holiday event, that's what they do. If they have to ignore some folks, that's what they do. If they end up having to leave their household just to make sure that they don't get any surprise visits, that's what they do. These are sincere, bona fide sold out for God kind of believers who are not about to compromise their faith, their anointing, or anything else by letting the enemy come into their atmospheres, shake them up, get them all depressed, get them angry, get them to fight in their spouses and their children. They're not going to do it. Because a lot of times, you see, we've been through some stuff already, and we're not about to go through more stuff. I don't need the stress. I don't need the dramas. I don't need to be going into enemy territory, having the enemy use people to come at me with lies and stupid things, and I'm going to pay you back and all of this foolishness. No. The enemy does not like God's people. I can't stress that enough. People who are wayward in the faith, who are lost, who are backsliders, apostates, do not like believers. People that want to live morally right. What? Truth seeking, truth telling. Why are you here again? What are you saying to me? And this is how a lot of the arguments start taking place, because one side is saying, this is how it went down, and the other side is saying, no, this is what I believe, and the other side says, no, this is what I want from you, and the other side says, no, I don't want this, and I'm not doing that, and who do you think you are? There's always some type of difficulty, some confrontation, some arguments that take place with some people. You didn't agree with what I said. Then you got some folks who like to say disrespectful things and hurt people's feelings. And other people who just don't know how to behave themselves because of all of their mental issues, their drug addictions, their alcohol, having one of them moments where they have some kind of crazy mood swing, whether it's from too much coffee, too many cigarettes, too much, activity, whatever. Some people's minds just swing and they can't take it. It's too many people. It's too, crowded. It's too whatever. And out comes something that they shouldn't say. Some people will apologize, others won't. Some people will ask for forgiveness and others will act like, what? Who are you? You've got to make up in your mind how you're going to deal with these seasons so that you're not that one that's crying profusely about what somebody said or did. You've got to make up in your mind, are you going to be that one that's going to keep going back to your husband or your wife or your girlfriend or your boyfriend or even your children talking about, I can't stand my people and my people this, that, and the other. Because after a while, those listeners are going to get tired of the ranting about your people. Why is it that we keep going? The child says. Children sometimes got more sense than the adults. If it's this troubling, if you're always going to be this upset, Mom, why are we going? If there's always going to be something negative said about what this one did and how this one was greedy for the food and this one bought the cheap gift and everything else, why then are we going? There comes a point where we have to just stop all of this, because all you're doing is you're making things bad, not just for you, but for everyone. You really think that when I get older, I want to deal with your people or with daddy's people or whoever? I see how they put you through some stuff. I'm not trying to get caught up in that. Oh, but that's your family. No, that's your family. I got a family, and that family is about peace. That family is about this or that or whatever, you see. Because as children get older and they get families of their own, they're not going to get mixed up with all of the other relatives. They're not going to, go out and do different things for them when they see that those same folks have caused for years stress upon their mothers and their fathers and so forth. So for people who like to encourage family togetherness, you better think real long and hard what you are encouraging. Because some folks, they'll show up all right, but they're going to show up and pay back some people for disrespecting their mothers, their grandmothers, their fathers, their grandfathers. There's a lot of kids that don't forget. And then they become adults and they say, now you want to go there? You see, you may have broken down my mother. You may have broken down my father. You may have said some stupid things. But me, I don't play fair. You see. And you got some folks that's not believers at all. And you go telling them all sorts of things that's bothering you. They're not going to handle it in a diplomatic type of way. That's why we got to be real careful what we're telling our children when we don't like certain people or certain things, because they're going to come in and they're not going to sit up there and act like you did. Maybe you were the crier and you were the one that was yelling and saying things like, we just need to be together and we need to stop all of this. And then you tell that one that's not all that compassionate, went through a lot of stuff. They're not coming in there with tears filled up in their eyes. They're coming in and they're like, I remember what you said to my mother. I remember what you did. I remember what you did. You see. And then you just might end up welcoming a time bomb into your house and don't even realize it. Family togetherness. Somebody better be in prayer for next year. Because I'm telling you, this drama can cease and desist if people will learn how to just be happy in the Lord. And then the Lord will guide you. He will give you the peace of mind. He will give you the desires of your heart. He will strengthen you. He will even put new people in your life. And I'm a witness. Some folks that are like you, we mind our own business, or we enjoy being around just us during key times when the enemy is at work. And some of you all, you know how it is. When the enemy works, he works during significant seasons, overtime. Now, he already works other days of the week and so forth, but around holidays, oh my goodness, it's a field day. And people who are not mindful of dark energies, evil forces, they don't believe, they get blindsided every time. The enemy just lures them over into, some more drinking and some more partying and some more ugly behavior and so forth. They end up losing out on much. Money is a big thing that people lose out on. Partnerships, relationships, business arrangements, opportunities. I would have helped him out. I would have gave him. But after I seen the way he acted at that party, nope, the deal is off. I really would invite them over again, but no, after that Thanksgiving celebration, that was enough for me. No, they're not welcome for Christmas and New Year, so please don't invite them. And if you do, you're not invited. There's some people drawing a line in the sand because they've had enough, and you might be one of them. And so I'm taking this time out right now to just ask the Lord to be with you. To restore your mind, your body, your spirit after just much activity. I pray that the Lord will also give you the words to speak to those individuals who have been disrespectful, who have hurt you in some kind of way. I pray that you also will have the courage to just say no to future holiday events that are just emotionally and physically draining. And I pray in Jesus' mighty name that any family members that have been affected negatively as a result of all of what you have, been connected to, I pray that they will be at peace and that your relationships will not be tremendously affected as a result. I pray that the Lord will be with you and strengthen you and give you the desires of your heart, and that you will not have to seek after men and women's approval or affection or adoration, that you will just be able to just be content with yourself as well as your relationship with the Lord, and that people will see the light shining. I pray in Jesus' mighty name. Thank you, listeners, always, for just taking the time out of your busy schedule to listen. Just remember, there's plenty of people that have gone through much, just like you, when it comes to holiday celebrations and so forth. But what you do is you learn from your mistakes. You learn from what you have gone through. And if you are going to plan an event, you just plan it better. And you're more mindful of the type of people who show up. And if you got to cut out all sorts of, extras, especially alcohol, then that's what you do. If you don't want to participate in these sorts of activities, then you make it plain early on and you let people know that you're going to sit quiet this holiday season, that you want to just pretty much stay at home and reflect on your life and, whatever else you need to do. But obligating yourself to do things that you really don't want to do, you can put yourself on the side of the enemy, because what he'll do is he will use your grievances, he will use your upset, he will use past offenses and other things to make you that troublemaking fool at a party, or cause you to talk to somebody who might be that troublemaking fool that'll go around and blast everybody for you. So you don't want to be on the wrong side with God by doing that. And trust me, you reap what you sow. There are consequences. You may not see them early, but sooner or later they will come back. And sometimes they don't directly come on you, but they come indirectly on other people around you. And so you don't want to end up having some problems with some folks because of things that you said or did that you have yet to get over. So I thank you, as always, for taking the time out of your busy schedule to listen. Please do subscribe to YouTube NM Enterprise 7 if you haven't already. Also, please do give. We do continue to put up audios all around the web, not just on YouTube. And we also market the various activities and services, as well as books and other things that NichollMcGuire Media provides. So if you can give, please do. To God be the glory.